Everyone.
I really like saying like first graders.
Yeah, I love saying that. Like, hey, second graders, we're gonna learn that. Because that's not being possessive in a way where it's like, it's more broad. It's just what they are. It's like.
One thing that I really liked, and this is literally covers kind of the rest of them, so I apologize, but like saying like scientists or like mathematicians, I think that has another piece that has a lot of benefit, because as teachers and like when we take like math block or whatever, like the goal is for students to see themselves as mathematicians and see themselves as scientists, because you want them, like that intrinsic motivation, like you want them to see that they can do it and they're capable. So I think like using that language honestly might help.
And just remembering that it said, I highlighted, let's call students by respectful and empowering titles. So really thinking about which words would make them feel empowered. So I think maybe in the beginning of the year, having that talk, it's like, this is what I'm going to call you to make you feel empowered as a third grader, or like, what would we be okay with in our classroom to use and stuff. So having that talk kind of.
I took that away with like how they can talk to each other too, because like instead of saying like, oh dude, we're bro, like I hate that. So like having that language to say, okay, learn each other's names. Yes, we're gonna make sure that you obviously play games to know each other's names, but like as soon as you know it, call them by their name versus hey you, instead of, I don't know, just like little things like that, because it really gets them.
I'm so guilty of that, and stop being a big you in the front row.
And they're like, why don't you know my name? And they're like,
well,
brand new, sorry.
Yeah.
I also had a little timer in here, but I forgot to use it, so you. Okay. Chapter 5. Here we go. All right. So, chapter 5. I basically just talked about like the 4 things that really stuck out to me. I know they were headings, but it like kind of gave me like the broad idea of like what it was about. So we're gonna use those talk about text things again, and then we're gonna do a little act it out to use our practice between all of the other things. So I'll give you some acted out scenario cards. They're really cheesy, but it's awesome. So we'll do that in a second. So the first one, we'll have to do these pretty quick too, so we can just knock it out in 3 minutes. Here we go. So connections to classroom instruction that works. So I thought of this in the sense of, where is it? That behavior, the way you reply to behavior, basically like really impacts it. So if they know that you're gonna call them out with their name in a negative way every single time, they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change, and that's kind of how the textbook like really brought it in. I don't know if you guys had connections to how the textbook brought it in, but if you do, I'd love if you would share.
If I had my textbook, probably be able to this or what?
No, the actual textbook, because it connected with.
Was there? I feel like there was a chapter we read about using, and I remember making that connection and being like, oh, but I took notes and annotated specifically so I can look back, but I can't. I mean, I read it so long ago.
It basically, just as a wrap up, it really just talked about like it was what we say and how we say it. It literally to a T connected to this.
Oh, how you say it.
And